Good morning. First, I'd like to thank Brian Flores for all that he's done for the Miami Dolphins. He's a very good man, and I wish him the best. And I'm sure we'll see him again as an NFL coach. So now I'll take any questions.
We'll start with Hal, Palm Beach Post.
Yes.
Stephen, I'd like to ask you what role, if any, the quarterback position played in this decision. Was there a question over whether Tua is your man for the future? How much does Deshaun Watson play into it? And was there disagreement over which direction you should go at quarterback?
But first of all, let me be clear. It played no role in it at all. I have a lot of confidence in Tua, and I think, the next head coach will work with him or whoever else, but I have a lot of confidence in him. I watched him grow. I think he's a fine young man, and he is right now the quarterback, and will be dependent upon the new head coach. But I have a lot of confidence in Tua.
Cameron Wolf, NFL Network.
Steve, obviously the decision came to a shock for some of us. When is the decision to fire Flo and also keep Chris in charge?
Well, I mean, I've been looking at this over 3 years now and watching the organization grow. And I think an organization can only function if it's collaborative and it works well together. And I don't think that we were really working well as an organization that it would take to really win consistently at the NFL level.
Omar Kelly, Sun Sentinel.
From a performance standpoint, how would you assess what Chris Greer has done in order for you to say that his job is satisfactory?
Well, I think if you look at our roster, we have a very fine, I think, an excellent roster of young players. This was all done in the last 3 years. We had a old aging roster before that was leading us nowhere but to mediocrity. And I think that if you look at our roster today, and you see our salary cap and the players we have, I think we're well suited for the future.
Barry Jackson, Miami Herald.
Hi, Stephen. Did you ever end up speaking to Deshaun Watson? I know there was a report that you were granted permission, and do you plan to explore acquiring Watson again this offseason?
I have no plans. It will be up to the head coach in terms of what he does with the quarterback. Tua, as I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua, but it's really going to depend who the next head coach is and in the direction that he wants to take that position.
Marcel, ESPN. Marcel, we're having trouble hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. Stephen, with your comments about the state of this roster's talent level, what more do you think that this roster can accomplish as currently constructed?
Well, I think one, it's the roster, it's the way the organization functions, communicates together, and I think that really is very important in building a winning football team and sustaining that over the long term.
So it sounds like this had as much to do with maybe communication issues or compatibility off the field as it did performance on the field.
Well, I mean, I think, if you look at it, it's really communication and collaboration. And I don't think there's any organization in this country that, unless you have excellent communication and collaborative efforts within the whole organization, that you can really win and sustain yourself in the long term.
Dave Hyde, Sun Sentinel.
Your thoughts on Jim Harbaugh, and do you have a coach in mind as you made this move?
I have no coach in mind at this point. We're going to, do a thorough, review and interview process, and that Jim Harbaugh. I love Jim Harbaugh. he had the opportunity once before to come to the Miami Dolphins, but he's at the University of Michigan, as everybody really knows. I guess that's really one of my that is the school I graduated from, and I'm very involved in it. And I'm not going to be the person who takes Jim Harbaugh from the University of Michigan. I hope he stays there. He is a great coach.
Adam Beasley, Pro Football Network.
Steve, you've hired now 3 head coaches in the past. They've all been career assistants, none have been first-time head coaches. Is having a full first-time head coach, or I'm sorry, an experienced head coach, something that's important to you going forward, or would you consider coordinators?
I mean, we're going to look for the best man. You know, certainly having the experience always helps. But I'm sure, you know, if we believe we find somebody that's exceptional, that's been a coordinator or in some other position in football, I certainly, you know, would look at that, you know, very seriously. But our mind is open. We're just looking for someone that can work together in taking this roster and taking it to its next level.
South and Dean, USA Today.
Hey Steve, was there any indications from any players on the roster or even Chris that you know, players did not want to play for Brian Flores or any other coaches on this staff?
I'm not going to comment upon that. I mean, you know, different people rub people different ways. But, you know, I have to look at it in totality, and everybody has their own opinions. But that was not the reason.
All right, we'll take one more. Armando Salguero, Outkick.
Hi, Steve. You mentioned collaboration a lot during this time. Hired the people that were in place to collaborate. And so I'm wondering what your responsibility for making that collaboration happen and your responsibility for having it fail.
Well, I'll take all responsibility. You know, I am the owner of the team. And if it's not working, it's really up to me. And this is why, you know, we're making a change.